Welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. I've got two quote-unquote disasters on my hand. We had a lot of rain here over the weekend, and I had one side. It was the area that I was concerned about. In my previous video, if you recall, I noted that I was concerned about working in around this wall because it looked a little precarious. And even though that is slate, kind of shaly, it's kind of on an angle. You can see it right down there. Well, you can see it in the video, but it's kind of running on an angle. And so you get water in behind that, and it's going to want to cave in. And as you can see, that's what it did. About half to probably closer to a truckload, or 3/4 of a truckload of material fell down in there. I am glad I didn't have walls or footings in there, at least the forms. It would have been a mess. And so we have got to figure out how to get a bulldozer or something down in there. I mean, there is, you can do a ramp here, but then even with that, you've got to be able to, the bulldozer's got to be able to get back up out. I mean, that's one of the options. One of the other options is to, my excavator guy suggested maybe coming around this way. Around, sorry. Perhaps this is just sawdust or shavings is the problem. But I'm thinking if he dropped his blade here and just pushed this out, tramped this down and filled in, and once he gets down onto that footing down there, he can actually work his way up around my property and go down in behind and come up onto the where we've got the daylighted out. If we do that, then we can get the bulldozer down into the building and scrape that out, push it over where the excavator can get a hold of it. And because that's the problem right now. The excavator can only reach in here so far now that we've got it dug, because all of this stuff is here. So he can only reach in there and grab maybe 1/3 of that. Just not the best setup here, the way we have everything. That was the problem with not having enough storage area. But if we can get him down around there, he can come right down around, come right up. We'll have to knock that little tree down, but should be able to come right around and in this area here. And that's probably going to be what we end up having to do. Excuse me. Because somehow we got to get down into there. You can see there's some standing water. I mean, it's slowly seeping away. That's why this thing, I'm going to put double lines on it for drainage on the outside and the inside, because this is setting pretty much right on shale and clay, and kind of get an idea of how this all caved in here. I would rather it happen now than when we were working around it. That's all I can say. You can see over there the shale is running on an angle, and so that's why this is wanting to fall down. So I'm not so much concerned about that over there or that over there. That is pretty hard packed mud over there. There's a little bit of fill from years ago, 30, 40, well, probably 50 years ago. But this isn't my major concern. It's right here. So once we get, I'll try to do a video on that when we when it dries out here, we can get back onto the excavating. That's what we're waiting for, is this to dry out a bit, because the truck, his big truck, will not get out there without sinking in the mud. So, well, that's disaster number one. That one's fixable. Disaster number two is, much to my, my chagrin and being upset, about 2 weeks ago, I fell, slipped on some concrete or some pavement, and my feet went out from underneath of me, and I had my chainsaw in my hand, in this hand, and when my feet went out from underneath me, it was on this side, and my foot went out, and literally I went down onto my hip in one big mighty thrash, and I was trying to keep the chainsaw up off from hitting the ground, but when I did, it twisted my body. And in twisting my body, I did something to my lower back again. I thought that it was just maybe more like a muscular thing, and I still hope that that's what it is. But I've been in bed I was in bed for 3 days straight. Hardly did a thing, hardly moved. Just trying to rest it. It's my first day back out to the property. Probably shouldn't have pushed it, but I'm feeling it. So I'm at the point, as you can see, when you're getting to the point of excavating, there's a lot of heavier work to be done when you do start doing footings and whatnot. But I will say I am disappointed when it comes to my physical aspect. I'm just kind of at the point right now with, do I go back and have another MRI just to make sure that, I haven't re-injured that disc. I don't have any radiating pain down my leg or anything like that, so it's not like that. And it feels kind of like when I used to play hockey a lot. If I'd pull a muscle, I've done that before, pull a muscle in my back and be on my back for 2 or 3 days before it would heal. But after 3 days, it's still not, it's better. When I got up this morning, I could get up with minimal pain, but I've been out here tinkering around here, doing some odds and ends, and that's for another video. But it's been some pain. There's been some pain there. So anyway, 2 disasters, 1 fixable. I'm not sure about the other one. Seems like I just get going and something bad happens. So anyway, I appreciate you joining me. I don't want to bum you out at Christmas time. I just wanted to give you an update. That's why, between the weather and my back, I just haven't been able to. We haven't been able to get back at the excavating, so I'm trying to do a couple other smaller jobs and so on. As always, appreciate you joining me, and if you would, please like and subscribe. And as always, till the next time, you have a wonderful day.